In 2021, I had the honor of a solo exhibition at the wonderful Canadian Clay and Glass Gallery in Waterloo, Ontario. This exhibition, titled Garden of the Gods, combines 3 bodies of work. A few years ago, clay began to act as my canvas. This surface allowed me to combine a love of line drawing with a love of carving, and the simple pleasure I take in black and white with touches of color. This was an opportunity to celebrate the natural world in a series of wall-hung plates, to think about the garden and the insects we rely on that pollinate our food and flowers, to celebrate their vast variety, to marvel at their extraordinary qualities, their sheer numbers exceeding all other terrestrial creatures, and to notice how many fewer I see each year in my own little garden. It was an opportunity to appreciate local animals, to depict them in playful ways. I made a small series of birds that combined the natural with the decorative and the purely fanciful. My attention soon shifted to the garden itself, to the phenomenal world of plants, their histories and journeys. I returned to my interest in the subconscious sources of mythology and meaning, in shamanism and its practices, in the necessity for healing, and in our capacity to understand and repair our relationship to ourselves and the earth. In the tradition of botanical illustrations, I began a ceramic series called the Herbarium of Hallucinogenic Plants. These sacred plants from around the world are entheogens, psychedelics that are ritually used to access the divine. The theme of these botanicals is the exploration of altered states of consciousness, unique experiences of the mind and brain, and the relationship to self-awareness, creativity, and healing. It is the exploration of the profound interaction of plant and human biology. Plants feed us, heal us, poison us, and sometimes give us insight into the divine in our minds. Since Neolithic times, these powerful, revered plants have induced states that are the realm of deep subconscious self-examination, the well of imagination, the source of myth and symbol, and the place of the sacred universal. As we wake to the devastating consequences of irreversible environmental degradation, the advent of all-consuming technology, as most of our actions are economically and socially determined, we find ourselves at a crossroads of consciousness. We have lost our sense of the sacred and how to seek it. We are profoundly disconnected from our deeper natures and from nature itself. It is more important than ever to ask ourselves, how do we connect the universal to the personal? And what is it to be fully human? Sympathetic to the herbarium is a collage series made from wallpapers. They are the visions a trance state might arouse. The army of virtues are icons, portraits of imagined deities. They represent aspects of our flawed and struggling human nature. They may be what we meet when we meet ourselves in a deeper state. The most beautiful garden can harbor a darker inventory. The rose has its thorns, the foxglove, its poison. Society, like a garden, holds similar contradictions. How should we respond when the cultivated aspects of our human nature descend to the cruel and callous, threatening to leave the garden in ruins? This is our perilous, charged moment. Climate crisis, pandemic, inequalities, oppressions. Unveiled and unleashed forces push us to confront ourselves and the undeniable discontinuity between what was and what could be next. Like our ancients, will we call to arms our gnomes and gargoyles, our amulets and talismans, don our frightening masks, and summon up an army of virtues to scare away evil and save us? Or will we realize that we are the progenitors of our own catastrophes, and our anthropomorphic gods and demons only serve to unmask us? I'm hopeful that we will continue to realize that we are a part of nature, not separate from it. That we will recognize the profound impact of our every action and the weight of our responsibility towards the planet and towards one another across the globe. After all, we are from the same earth, the same garden.